How does PPP help understand global poverty data? Imagine trying to compare the cost of groceries in two different countries. $1 might buy a loaf of bread in the United States, but only half that in India. That's where Purchasing Power Parity, or PPP, comes into play. It helps us see the real value of income and poverty levels across countries by adjusting for price differences. Instead of just looking at currency exchange rates, PPP tells us what people can actually buy with their money in their own countries. This makes comparing living standards much fairer and more accurate. When we look at global poverty data, PPP helps convert incomes into a common language. For example, if someone in Nigeria earns what looks like a small amount in dollars, PPP adjusts that figure so we understand what that income can buy locally. It's like translating currencies into a universal measure of what people can afford. This way, we can compare poverty thresholds across nations without misleading conclusions. Global poverty lines, like the one set by the World Bank, use PPP to define what minimum income is needed to meet basic needs everywhere. This helps us see which countries have higher or lower levels of poverty based on what people can actually buy. For the United States, PPP allows us to compare our poverty rates with other countries in a way that makes sense. It shows us how U.S. poverty stacks up against global standards, considering differences in living costs. Using PPP also helps policymakers and researchers decide where aid and resources are most needed. If a country has a high poverty rate even after adjusting for local prices, it signals a real issue that needs attention. For the United States, PPP-adjusted data helps us understand how our own poverty compares to other nations and what that means for economic well-being. In essence, PPP acts like a bridge connecting domestic and international poverty data. It accounts for differences in prices and costs, making comparisons meaningful and truthful. When we understand poverty data through PPP, we get a clearer picture of global economic realities. It helps us see beyond simple dollar amounts and understand what it truly takes for people to meet their basic needs, no matter where they live.